It's a rare glimpse into a reviled group. Tonight, a self-described pedophile shares his story, and the Toronto expert who tells us why hearing from people like him could actually help protect your kids from predators.
Pedophiles get this message from society that they're destined to offend. And I want to tell them that's not true. I think they can live a non-offending life just like I do. And, it can be done.
Todd Nickerson, speaking on Skype from his parents' home in Tennessee, is part of an online support group with more than 1,000 members who call themselves virtuous pedophiles.
I'm not crazy about the name virtuous pedophiles. It kind of sounds pretentious. Probably a better name would have been celibate pedophiles.
What does it mean to be a virtuous pedophile, and what is your organization all about?
To me, it means basically living within the law and first and foremost, doing no harm.
This Toronto psychologist and sexual behavior scientist at CAMH says there's evidence in brain scans that pedophiles are born that way. But little research has been done on those who don't act on their urges.
Unfortunately, because this population has been driven so far underground, there's really no good way to study them. The only people that we can ask questions about and do research about are the people who commit crimes, get caught, and then, become known to the system.
CityNews has featured people like Justin Payne, the vigilante pedophile hunter.
It don't matter where you made them. You're not supposed to. It's illegal.
And a new Vice documentary called Age of Consent also delves into the creep catcher phenomenon.
I don't think this kind of a social phenomenon can be stopped, but I think the energy behind it can be channeled for good. I just don't, but there's no evidence to suggest that the shaming techniques do any good.
And here's why. Dr. Cantor says having an attraction to children doesn't mean someone will act on it. And those are the people, the ones who don't act on it, who are not being studied because of the stigma.
For somebody who has nothing to be gained by saying, hey, doc, I have a problem, and by the way we treat them, they would be crazy to come forth and volunteer for a study, even though that's exactly what we need them to do in order to understand how to prevent pedophilia in the first place.
By persecuting us, by trying to treat us as a ticking time bomb, they're not helping kids, because what they end up doing is they end up pushing us underground. Pedophiles who are stressed out, who are lonely, or who are, who feel isolated are more apt to act out. So when society treats us that way, they're probably not helping kids. They're actually doing more harm than good.
Unfortunately, what we know about the people who cross over and do commit an offense is the period of life in which they do that is usually when somebody feels the most desperate. But all we've done with our policies is make them feel even more desperate instead of open up different avenues where they can come in for help.
Cantor says even though this country's mandatory reporting laws are well-intentioned, it means that anyone going to a doctor or a therapist trying to get help before there is any kind of a crime would face being reported. I'm Avery Haines, CityNews.